Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode. So in last episode, we had the conference finals against the Phoenix Coyotes, and it was a very, very tough series, and it went all 7 games, and we managed to just barely come through with a nice 4-1 victory. And now we're up here in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Pittsburgh Penguins, who this is their first run in the playoffs before, so I'm surprised they got this far considering the record was not the greatest during the season, but should be an interesting matchup nonetheless. They do have a very nice roster as well, though, because nobody on their offensive core is below an 82. On their defense, nobody's below an 81, and then they also have a solid goalie at an 86. So I'm kind of scared of their team for an extent. Like their offense outdoes ours, I think even. That is if Forsberg and Fleury and Sakic and all those guys don't play that good. But yeah, it should be an interesting series. So let's see if we could do this and win our second Stanley Cup in 4 years. We're going up against Jaromir Jagr. There is no Mary Lemieux in this build because he was out during the 98-99 season, so you guys know. First period of Game 1, and it's 2-2. Wow. This might be an offensive series just like what we had against Sweden in the second round. So Kasparov makes it 1-0. Zubov and McArdle. McArdle comes through with his first playoff goal with us. And Kovalev, who's on their 4th line, which is weird, makes it a 2-2 game after 1. So we got 2 goals on 9 shots, which means I'm liking that we're scoring goals early, but still not liking that we let in 2 goals. Second period, and it is 3-2 for us. Grabeshkov, our top line right wing. Nicely done. Shots are 26-24 in favor of Pittsburgh. Can we lock this down here in the third? Come on, boys. Power play. No goals on that power play opportunity. They're out shooting us, which I'm not really liking, but it's still pretty tight. Final 6-7 minutes here of this third period. We're only up by a goal. Time is winding down, and we are going to take Game 1 on home ice. And we actually managed to get the shot advantage too. So 3-2 victory in Game 1, so pretty tight game. So Zubov from McArdle and Zadorov, and then McArdle from Zadorov and Strudwick, and Grabeshkov from Keefe and Forsberg. So that top line continued to produce like they've been doing all playoffs. So Carter first star, McArdle the second star, and Grabeshkov the third. So pretty good first game there. Hopefully we can continue that in the second. No, you gotta be joking me. Well, Joe Sakic's career might have just came to an end here. He's just been injured with back spasms till June the 1st, which means he might miss the remainder. Yeah, he's probably going to miss the remainder of the playoffs, and that means he's going to be probably retiring without getting to raise the Stanley Cup. So we don't have a captain, technically, that might raise the cup if we win. Yikes. So I guess Zubov, you're going back to the second line spot. Galchenyuk will move you up. And then on this part, we'll put in Dixon Ward. But damn, that blows. Losing Sakic. I don't want Dixon Ward on the power play, though. Ryland Keefe has earned top line power play time. And we'll also actually, yeah, we'll put Grabeshkov over there. And put here, we'll put Zubov has been kind of bad. Oh shit, the glitch thing. I don't like that glitch. Yeah, we'll put Zubov on the power play. Why not? Try and get him going a bit more because he hasn't been the greatest. But damn, that Sakic injury, that bites. If it goes to a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals, he'll be back for that. But other than that, he won't be in our Stanley Cup celebration if we win. Yikes. That's not good. Anyways, game number 2. Let's see if we can take a 2-0 series lead headed to Pittsburgh without our captain, Joe Sakic. We got to do this for Joe now. First period of game number 2, and they're up 3-0. That's not a good start for Ross Carter. Jagr, Herdina, and our former player, Steve Sullivan. Not liking that. Hopefully we could bounce back in the second, maybe. Second period, and still down 3-0, and we've already had 33 shots against, so Ross Carter's doing what he can to keep us in it, but looks like we're going to have a tie series headed back to Pittsburgh. Yikes, I'm not liking this game at all. There's a goal from Zubov. Gets us on the board. Penalty kill, nicely done. Power play for us. We don't score. Power play for them. They don't score either. And we are going to lose game 2 by a score of 3-1. So it wasn't a horrible game, but still not a really good start to that game. And that's pretty much what bit us in the ass the rest of the game. So I might make some line changes for this next game. I don't know if it's just because we just lost Sakic or what. You know what, I'm not going to make any line changes yet. If we lose 2 in a row, then I will. But anyways, let's see if we could take a 2-1 series lead here. We need to win at least one of these games in Pittsburgh, because that will not be good. First period of game number 3, and we're down 1-0. Alexei Morozov, I almost said Andrei Morozov, makes it 1-0. Shots are 7-5 in favor of the Pens. Second period, and there you go, guys. 2 goals in that second period. I was not expecting that. Our veterans, Forsberg and Drury, getting goals. Okay, guys, let's just get another goal here and lock this down in the third, if we can, please. We have the shot advantage by a couple shots as well, so this is a pretty tight game, like most of the games in the series for the most part. Final 5 minutes here, penalty kill, and we kill it off. Nicely done, guys. Time is winding down, and we take a close one, 2-1, and we are up 2-1 in the series now as well. So Forsberg from Keith and Fleury, and Drury from Zubov. Good job, boys. That second period helped us win the game, and Patrick Waugh was in it. Oh no, please don't be Ross Carter injured now. Like, I mean, Patrick Waugh getting us to a cup win would be pretty nice, but I don't want Ross Carter being out. Please, 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 please. Okay, I don't know why Ross Carter wasn't in net for the rest of that game. That's weird that Patrick Waugh played the rest of that game. Like, I guess maybe he had he had to go to the bathroom or something, or maybe he got sick mid-game. I don't know. Interesting. So I'm not going to change up the lines just because we managed to win that game based on that nice rest of that game performance from Patrick Waugh, making 18 saves. Let's see if we could take a 3-1 series lead headed back home. If we don't, I might tweak some of the lines a bit. First period, scoreless. Okay, I'm liking that. Shots are in our favor, 12-5. Second period, and it's 1-1. Gerbeshkov and Groshek score. We have the shot advantage only by 3 shots, 22-19. Can we get a goal to go ahead here in the third? Power play. It's a 5-on-3. Come on, boys. And we don't score on it. A really good opportunity, but we didn't score on it. And Zadorov scores to give us a 2-1 lead. Time is winding down. We're only up by 1 goal. Can we hold them off? And yes, we are. Another 2-1 victory. So we are having some very good defensive games in this series by comparison to our other series. And Ross Carter has given us a chance to win the Stanley Cup on home ice. Okay, so I don't think Sakic will be back yet. No, he won't be. So if we lose this game, Sakic could be optional to play for Game 6. He would be back for Game 7, but I don't want it to go that far. I just want to win the cup, even though it means playing without our captain. Okay, so can we take home the Stanley Cup here in 2027? If we have the chance to, we will intervene and watch the last couple minutes, and if there is a celebration and stuff like that. So a real-time simulation for this game. Mark Darmour opening the scoring for your Avs. That's a huge way to start it off. He hasn't actually scored all playoffs, so I think that's his first of the year, maybe second. Penalty kill. Nicely done, boys. Time is winding down, and we're up 1-0 after 1, so we've been pretty good defensively in the series. I'm liking that. Hopefully, we can continue that here in period 2. Second period underway. Shots are close, and it's only a 1-0 lead for us. Final 10 minutes here of the second period of play. Can we just get another goal to go up 2-0, please, boys? Penalty kill. Nicely done. And we are now up 2-0, a huge 8-second left goal by Fleury, and we are a period away from the Stanley Cup. So I'm going to go down to 4:10 simulation once it gets closer to the time. And I'm going to let you guys watch as always. Let's get down to 4 times now. Once it gets there, Drury, we're going to win the Stanley Cup for the second time in 4 years. And after winning the President's Trophy too, which is pretty amazing. So I'm going to intervene shortly and let you guys watch. Let's intervene right here. So I'm going to let you guys watch our Stanley Cup victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's been a year of pretty much dominance throughout the entire season and the playoffs. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys watch, and I'll see you guys at the end of it.
If you're just with us, it's been a tremendous bit of hockey so far, and more to come.
Colorado's goaltender has been locked in from the very beginning tonight. They try to protect this shutout late in the third period.
Intercepts that pass. Maybe he can generate something. Great stick work prevents the pass from being complete. Solid neutral ice poke check. Passing one off now to Jagr. He's got it in deep. Out in front. That didn't go like he wanted. Pitching this one to Oland. The Penguins wheel it up the wing. Pass attempt to Zadorov. Nearing the last minute of the third period.
In the third period.
He pulled it right back. Using the point. Nice stick by the defense. Skill play by Oland. Pittsburgh's looking to head man up the wing. Got it right back. A shot. He created a screen, but he blocked the shot. Colorado's got it in their own end, hoping for center. That puck's loose, deflected away by Oland. Trying to go to Moros. Quickly off the stick. Smart recovery by Carter. Puck covered, whistle blown. Face-off is won. Presented since 1893. In their imagination, it never looked as good as it will. The Stanley Cup about to be theirs. And the game is over. The series is over. Colorado's won the Stanley Cup. Do you believe the celebration going on?
There is so much that goes into even the possibility of winning a championship. Now they have found the way to the end of the road, and the Stanley Cup is theirs. As you shake hands at the end of a series, you see the players say a few words to each other. Some are ex-teammates, some know each other from growing up, and yet some are just congratulating the winners on an excellent series.
The man chosen playoff MVP gets the Conn Smythe Trophy. Boy, is this ever well-deserved.
I'm always interested in the way the player reacts to getting this trophy. It's almost like they want to get out of there so they can celebrate the Stanley Cup. You've been selected as the best player in the playoffs, but really all you can think about is that your team is champions.
It's often said it's the hardest prize to win because it takes 8 weeks. And by tradition, the captain is the first to hold it high.
You can see that the captain can't wait to get this trophy up over his head. It's presented to him. He almost wants to snatch it from the commissioner's hands so he can get it up over his head. There's so much going on the ice right now. I wonder if the players are able to soak it all in, or if it goes by so fast that the time that they really understand is when they look at it on video later on. This is outstanding to see how happy these players are.
And the final event of any Stanley Cup celebration. What we see on the ice last is everyone gathered together for a very happy Stanley Cup team picture.
So there you guys have it. We won our second Stanley Cup. So Aki Berg had to accept the cup just because Joe Sakic was out with his injury. And then also Galchenyuk and Gerbeshkov got our chance with the cup, and Ross Carter did as well. So 3 stars in that game. Carter with 25 saves, getting the shutout. Drury the 2nd star, and Jaromir the 3rd star. And also, I forgot to mention, Riley Keefe taking home the Conn Smythe with 25 points, which is really amazing. Like, I traded for that guy not knowing he was going to be that good of a player on the top line, but he was just amazing in that playoffs with the entire first line. And yeah, he gets the Conn Smythe at 24 years old, which is pretty amazing. So now let's take a look at our player stats for that playoff run, even though this episode is going to be pretty long because there's still retirements and all that. And then we'll take a look at the awards. So Keefe had 25 points, Forsberg and Gerbeshkov 23, Fleury 21. Really good performance from a lot of our veterans. Hopefully we do not suffer some huge retirements like Sakic, because that would suck that Sakic's last season would have been with his injury. Goaltending wise, as you can see, Carter was really good and Wall was really good in getting that one win when he stepped in for Carter for some reason. I don't even know why he stepped in, but still great playoff performance from all our team. And a lot of those young guys that we have on our team actually have now won 2 Stanley Cups already. Just pretty amazing. So let's sim to the draft. We'll get our awards up soon once we find out who wins the AHL. And the Hershey Bears win the AHL, which would have been, I think Colorado was actually, the Hershey Bears were Colorado's affiliate before, like in the earlier 2000s, but not now. Obviously, it's Washington's. Okay, so let's take a look at who won the awards for this season. The individual awards. We should have quite a few awards this season. So we've won the Stanley Cup, 2nd time in 4 seasons, the 3rd time we were there in 5 years. We won our 3rd President's Trophy in 5 years as well. New Jersey had 2 in between us. We also win the Clarence S. Campbell, and Pittsburgh takes the Prince of Wales. Patrick Marleau taking home the Art Ross this season and the Hart. Sam Strodwick takes home his 2nd Norris Trophy in 4 seasons. Nice. Martin Straka takes home the Lady Byng. Arcuda takes home the Calder. Rylan Keefe taking home that Conn Smythe, which is amazing. Ross Carter taking home the Vezina for the first time in his career. Happy for him. He also takes home the Jennings. Ian Moran taking home the Bill Masterton. Frank Walzer taking home yet another Selke Trophy. Patrick Marleau taking home the Lindsay, and Saku Koivu his 2nd straight Richard. In terms of the AHL, anybody for us? Nope, nobody for us down there winning an award. Okay, so now our final thing, let's sim to the draft completely and find out those retirements, because I'm kind of nervous to see if Sakic retires. because he is now like 37, and he just suffered an injury right near the end of this, the series. So the first overall pick this year is Toronto, followed by San Jose, Dallas, Carolina, and Detroit. Interesting. Okay, we're almost at retirements. Here we are, retirements for the entire league. Luke Robitaille, the number 1 player to retire this season, 579 points. This is going to take a bit long as well for you guys, so you know. No Stanley Cup wins. Trevor Linden retires, 486 points. So Joe Sakic did not retire, which is great. But we still might have some guys. Jamnov retires, 471 points. Brendan Shanahan retires with the Nashville Predators. That's interesting, considering he never played there in real life. Craig Conroy retires as a free agent. Robert Lang retires also as a free agent, I think. No, actually with the Finns. Greg Johnson retires with Phoenix. So sorry that we let go of your chances at winning the Stanley Cup there, Greg. Craig Johnson, Greg and Craig. Not even related, but still. Both those guys retired. Sergei Zubov retiring. Wow, okay. That's a bit earlier than normal because I think he was 2009 when he retired in real life. Maybe 2010. Jason Miller retiring. This guy never actually even played in the NHL, and he never got to play a playoff game because he was with Germany. Stu Barnes retiring. Okay. Bobby Holik retiring as a free agent. So some pretty big name retirements. Gonna have to keep track of all of these retirement changes. Andrew Castles retires. Dixon Ward retires, so the guy we signed as a depth guy in free agency, he retires. At least he retires with a Stanley Cup. Sean McEachern retiring with the Ottawa Senators. Who else do we got here? Rob Blake retires. Damn, we should have brought him in for a cup run, but oh well. He played all of the season as well. Chris Draper retiring with the New Jersey Devils. It's kind of weird. He could have went to the Stanley Cup Finals if he would have won against Pittsburgh. Sel Vanov retiring. Quite a bit later than he normally did, I think. Unless he was playing in Russia. Karpatsev retiring. Who else do we got here? Benoit Brunet. Quite a few New Jersey Devils players retiring. That might affect them come next season. Valery Zelepukin retiring. Another actually former New Jersey Devil, I think. Rob Zaminer. A lot of free agent guys in the last season, it seems like. Matthew Schneider retiring with the German team. Who else do we got here? Rob Brown, also retiring in Phoenix. Steve Dubinsky retiring with the Tampa Bay Lightning, or at least their AHL affiliate. Yanni Laukkanen retiring with the Boston Bruins. Yuri Sliger retiring at 36 with the Finns. Jamie Hayward retiring with the Nashville Predators after 5 games this season. Dan Kessa retiring with the Philadelphia Flyers, at least their AHL team. Keith Carney retiring with the Dallas Stars. Maxime Galanov retiring pretty young actually with the Montreal Canadiens. But then again, this guy never really played much in the NHL. Johan Garpenlov, who we had last year as a depth guy, retiring with the New Jersey Devils, their AHL team. Ken Klee, who we had as a depth guy, went back to Washington again as a depth guy, I guess. Or AHL guy. Interesting. Matthias Nordstrom retiring with the Buffalo Sabres. Quite a few guys, actually. John Clem, another former guy for us, actually, in year number 1 and 2, I think, maybe. Sean O'Donnell retiring with Buffalo. He actually played the entire last season. Alex Hicks, who really didn't play in the NHL at all, retiring. We're almost down there. I think Curtis Lezician, almost Lezician, but his last name is hard to pronounce sometimes, retiring as a free agent. Chris Tamer retiring with Tampa Bay. Played some games during the last season. Ken Belanger retiring with the Calgary Flames. A physical guy. Enforcer. Anybody else? Doesn't look like it, actually. That might be it. So it might be less retirements than the last few years. Anybody else at all? Yeah, nobody else in terms of forwards. In terms of goaltenders, did Patrick Roy retire? No, he did not. What the hell? Olaf Kolzig even retiring beforehand, which is weird. So Kolzig's the best goaltender to retire. 256 victories for him in a Stanley Cup win last year, even though he was injured. Arthur's Herbe retiring. Don't think he won a single Stanley Cup in this build. Curtis Joseph, not Chris Joseph, retiring with Buffalo at 40 years old. Garth Snow retiring as a free agent, a former Canucks goaltender. Damian Rhodes retiring, also as a free agent. Francois Gravel retiring with the New Jersey Devils. Christopher Gibson, Maxime Lagacé. I think that's it. Yep, that is it for retirements. So we did not lose a single guy to retirement, which is kind of a surprise and almost a kind of a bummer because it would have been nice for those guys to go out that way. So the final thing we got to do is just check the draft class and the progress reports, and then we'll wrap up this episode. So the top player of the draft this year is looking like this Odie Marchessault guy, but we're not going to be able to get him. Since we have 31st this year, we might be able to still get something good. It looks like a decent draft. Let's actually pin some players quickly, see if there's any good steals. Medium elite, center. That guy's all top 4, top 8. Might not have actually the greatest draft for depth-wise. Any low elites? Yeah, there's quite a few low elites, which is nice. We might be able to snag up a couple of those. Okay, so let's take a look at our progress reports, and then we'll end this episode just because it's getting long. So in the system, so Hines is good enough to be a backup next year, but Patrick Roy isn't retired. I might have to let Patrick Roy play in the minors because I would definitely want this guy to jump up to the NHL. And then Okposo up to a 75. Amante is still a 75. Pierce is up to a 74, so this guy grew quite a bit. Yeah, this guy's going to be a really good steal for the second round pick, I think. And then Fingers up to a 73, which is great. Anybody else? Did Loktionov grow a lot? No, he didn't. Yeah, that guy might be trade bait because he's probably not going to pan out. And then anything else in the NHL? Yeah, Patrick Roy is dropping off quite a bit. I don't know if we bring him back or not. How about any NHL players? Sakic, where the hell is Sakic down here? 82 overall still, and Fleury's still an 82. Yeah, so the question I have for you guys for going into next episode is, do we part ways with some of those older guys and make room for some youngsters, or what do we do? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.